George.
I'm George. So tell me what you do here at Shawnee, George.
As little as possible. Actually, I do storytelling, build furniture, refinish furniture, as you can see. Play guitar on the weekends. That's about it.
How did you become a historian about the area?
Just a quest for knowledge.
Did you grow up here?
No, I'm from all over. I was born into a military family in Bethesda, Maryland, out of Washington, D.C., and grew up in Key West and Ohio, California, and ended up coming back here a few years ago and fell in love with the area.
It's really beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It has a lot of the plants and animals and reptiles and amphibians. It's really a beautiful place.
As far as your knowledge, what's the first settlers that you know of the country? I know you talked earlier about Chief Cornerstone. Is that the earliest recorded history?
There are a lot of trappers and traders who came into this area early on. But as far as my knowledge goes, it starts pretty much with the Shawnee Indians moving into this area. And the reason I think that they're so well known in this area is it was the first time that a nomadic tribe of Indians ended up with land of their own. And they actually got the land between the Miamis down by Cincinnati and the Scioto River down here in Portsmouth. And it was kind of deeded to them, you might say, by the Miami Indians who had moved up north. And so all of the various fractions of the Shawnee tribe moved into this area about 1725, 1726, set up their villages there where Portsmouth is now, and up along the Scioto River around Circleville. And they kind of settled into the area. At the same time that was happening, the Europeans were starting to spread out into the interior, and that naturally set up conflicts with the Shawnees who were living here.
What Europeans were they? French, British?
Well, they were British, French, and Americans. And the French, they didn't mind too much because the French married into the Indian tribes, and they were here for fur. And the British didn't mind them too much, but they didn't marry in to the tribes, but they also were here for furs.
What kind of fur?
Beaver. Beaver was the big thing, because at that time there was a hat industry, beaver hats, and so they were real big, especially over in Europe and all. They didn't like the Americans because the Americans, they didn't care much about the hunting of furs or all. What they wanted was land, and that caused problems. So they set up in here, and at that time, when the Shawnees first settled here, this was considered Virginia.
Oh, really?
But it was also considered Pennsylvania. And if you ever looked at a map of Ohio, how it got divided up, you'll see what's called the Kinetic Firelands up north, because Connecticut also claimed this area.
Really?
And so, at that time, early on,